Alright, welcome back. So, I didn't have a stream running prior to this, and an hour later I realized that I didn't have my microphone working. I mean, I am starting out, but that is embarrassing. So, I'm back here. I did make some mistakes in my last stream anyway, so I guess it'll be a fresh start. Um, so yeah, welcome back. Um, this will probably be a shorter stream since it's 11 p.m., but we'll see how we go. Yeah, so in our last three streams, we've been going over this documentation, and I've realized that we probably should start making some sort of like a small application, like small backend API or APIs, uh, based on what we learned, and I want to start using Oak. I decided during my the stream that I had the issues with the mic. Well, I didn't have issues with the mic, but it was muted. I decided to use Oak as a middleware. I think we're quite ready with that, with the experience that I have with Express. So I don't think it'll be too bad to jump on it. And we'll just use this documentation as a guide, as a reference, if we want to refer to a Deno specific like functions or function calls or anything like that. We'll refer to the documentation. I didn't go over this third-party modules section of the site, but over here, denoland./x, you can find third-party packages. So just like in your npm site, you can find your packages here as well. So we'll be using Oak in this instance, and to import it, we'll start off by doing import application from okay, so this loads, and then we can do /x, and then wow, okay, so it shows all the packages here. So if we type in Oak and then mod.ts, wow, that's fantastic. That's really cool. All right, so we have our Oak documentation. So Oak's a middleware, and it's very similar to Express by the looks of it. Just by skimming through it, it looks very, very similar. So it'll be interesting how we go with it. So let's see. For a small example for now, I know people don't like to do applications, but when you're starting to build out by yourself, I think it's a good idea to, like a small application like this, to get the fundamentals out of the way, and then you'll be more comfortable creating bigger and bigger applications. So I'll start off with that. Okay. So alright, so we'll have our app. It's application, so that's a function. Yeah, so it's a class. New instance. App.use, so very similar. Context and context.response dot body equals hello world. No, we didn't have to pass in anything to do with body parts or anything like that, which is really nice. I think it also came part of Node as well, like the parsing, the body parsing. So they've definitely thought about this in Deno. Sorry, in Oak. Sorry. I've got to be careful with my choice of words. But yeah, so if we go app.use, so any response we send, it should throw back hello world. Await app.listen port 8000. So this will listen to port 8000. We should also start commenting. So let's say response for the API request. So we don't have anything specific right now. So any get post, it will always return this hello world as a response to port 8000. Okay. All right, so let's run it on Postman. We pass none, and we get hello world. Cool. All right, so now let's get into creating our routes. So obviously in this they've got more examples here to do with time, using async functions. So they've got more examples here, but I think we get the point of them using app.use. You could also use a handler method. So if you looked in the low-level server API docs, whenever we have a connection, we can manually handle that with our own functionality. This is what they've been trying to show as well. So they do mention that typically most users will use listen, but the handle method can be used to process request and receive responses without having the application manage the server aspect. So we won't worry about that for now. So we can access cookies using get and set. So we can set the cookies and get the cookies. So when we get to areas like setting JWT components, we'll be able to use that. Then the guide of using request, so the context.request, so it has body, so it's very similar to your typical request. Yeah, so dot body and .json as well, so we'll get body in JSON. All right, so you can, so I'm just reading here that you can use the option type to specifically request a body to be returned in a particular format. Okay, so you can add a type for what it returns. I'll actually try that. It's good I'm going through this again because I didn't see this part. All right, so let's do. All right, const salt equals ctx dot request dot body, and then we can have a type of, let's say, JSON. Actually, for test, since we already have a JSON ready, result. Alright, so let's pass in this raw and we get the type, but we didn't get an error for some reason. Okay, so it's not like a managing, but it's what it expects. So you can pass it as part of like a further functionality. So like you would have an if conditions to check that if result.type is a JSON or not. And then, but what I don't understand is, was there something meant to be used? So that's JSON, that's all right, but you can see here I'm not passing a text when I passed in this text. Result dot value. Let's do that. So I'll add an async and then do an await. Yeah, this is not text. Okay, it's strange. Alright, so we'll go back. This is not a mandatory parameter. But yeah, so CTX, so context.request.body, that's how you get your body that's being sent through post. Okay, you can use your options of content types. You can specify bytes, and then gives you a definition or list of definition of what you can access through the response. Opening the server. Okay, so this is the typical way of starting the server. So very similar to Node. Okay, well, we'll use this then. Let's paste it and see if there's any message. Yep, okay, cool. This would be nice to have. Make sure you have logging when you're running your server. It's just nice to know that your server's running and you don't have to depend on an error coming to know that your server's running or not, or you have to check your ports, or just trying to predict that it's working or not by using an API tester. So you probably want to have this type of logging there as well. So just add a comment saying logging port. Of course, you could probably get away with just using console log and saying listening on, but I think this is the proper way. Let's minimize this. Logging the port. Logins. So server listen status. All right, so okay. so you can have operations to close close your server using controller.abort. You can also have error handling, which is pretty similar. And you can to throw let's say a 500 for something that's not for catch, for try catch. So if an error is thrown, you would most likely use the CTX throw 500, or depending on the case. But you don't have to. You can just simply type in .throw, and then you can specify the request number. So router. Alright, so start making our routes. So let's do new file, and we'll do router.ts, and then we'll do import. I don't know if we need the application. We'll avoid the application. Okay, yeah, so I'll avoid the application and just get the router. From yep, Deno land. Oh, this is nice. And then we'll do oak. If you guys join in the stream later on, well, sorry, if you guys are watching this after the stream has ran, please comment down below what I can improve on. I also want to know if you guys can see everything fine. It's been fine for me, but I do want to make sure that it's fitting well in most people's resolution. So most people's screen, and the resolution's fine. Otherwise, I can just play around and try to find the best resolution for it. Like any tips and feedback would be really good. It'll be much appreciated, because I'm starting out in this space of streaming and creating videos, so would appreciate it. All right, so new router, and then we'll do router. Oh, I think. Alright, so what we'll do, we'll define the points, and then we'll export the router. So router.get, so this is targeted at our get request, and we're still going to use CTX for short, and then do context dot response dot body equals to get, and we're not using context, my bad, and CTX. And we don't have to type in router again and again. We could just do. So do we just chain it like this? Yeah, okay. Well, let's make it a post. let's type in post for now. And we'll do context. And then we'll do ctx.response.body equals post rec. And okay, so then we'll do export default router. Alright, so now we should be able to import our router. This doesn't look clean, so let's do is it deno.fmt? Yep, cool. Yep. Alright. So now we come back here and we're gonna have to import a router. Import router from router.ts. Strange, okay. Alright. And now we're gonna have to use, so we'll type in use router. I'll take this out since and then we'll just do app.use router.routes. Is it a function? Yep. Now it also has this allowed methods, which I'm curious. Let's type it in and see what it means. Router dot allowed methods. So let's hover over that middleware that handles requests for HTTP methods registered with the router. Okay, so it allows middlewares to go through, I believe. The middleware will also automatically handle the options method, responding with a 200 OK when the allowed header sent to the allowed methods for a given route. By default, a not allowed request will respond with a 405 and not implemented at 501. Alright, so let's give it a try and make sure we have this saved as well. Alright, so if we send it like this, we should not have any response from here. Well, okay, it doesn't seem like it handled anything, but I remember that no route should exist without it. So do a get, and we get this get rec, and then when we do a post and we pass in this test. Well, first of all, let's change this to pass in the context body. ctx dot request dot body, I believe, and server's still running. Yep, cool. Alright, we got an error. Uncaught application cannot convert object to primitive value. Oh, is it? Maybe it's meant to be JSON. Okay. Unquote application error. Cannot convert. Okay, so maybe we need to define this outside. And let's run our format again. Oh, great. Okay. Pretty sure it was dot request dot body, wasn't it? We just did this. Or am I doing something wrong? ctx dot request dot body. I mean, the type wasn't necessary, but I don't know, let's console log it. Body. Again, error again. Oh, okay. And so I meant to get dot value, body dot value. Right, forgot about that. And this is a promise, so we'll just do await dot value, and it's an async here. So instead of here, we'll take this out since we don't need it. Object. Oh yes, okay. JSON.stringify. So remember how this is a typical request method? It's very similar. There we go. Got a test. Nice. Cool. Okay, so we have our routes working. And we can have nested routes if you want. So I probably wouldn't demonstrate it here. Let's try adding. Okay, let's try adding exceptions like sorry, error handling. So try and then I'll move. Is it command? Okay, yeah. Sorry, alt. If not body, throw new error. Body not provided, and then we'll have a catch. Sorry, it's just this, and then throw. Sorry, ctx.throw error status. So we'll do. Was it 5 once bad request, isn't it? Yeah. Was that bad gateway? Oh, definitely. Status code 500. Let's get. 501's about gateway, isn't it? Not, oh, not implemented. We just went through this. Okay, so we'll just do 500. And let's pass an e.message. And let's format. I thought this would auto format. I thought I had format on save working. Alright, so let's not pass in a body, and we should get an error. And we got an internal server error where it didn't. Oh, we did get 500. Okay. But was it from this throw? No, it's not. Okay. So it's definitely from something else. No, 404. It's throwing back a 500. Content type header is missing. Okay, so that's because we weren't passing it. Alright, we'll add that check-in. They were going over content type earlier. Content types. Actually, I'll type it out. I like typing things out because it gets in your head. Is it? Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm trying to get the options. I know it's control, is it control option space for Mac? What is it? Okay. So passing a JSON, application, JavaScript, not JSON. Why did I type JavaScript? Alright, so I've got that. But that's all what error. It's still giving 404 from the request. Okay. So we don't necessarily need this, so let me just save lines. Body.text, throw new error. Well, we could have just put this in the or condition, so we don't need it here. Okay. So maybe it was reaching here. Oops, I'll just change it back. See their example again of handling. I think I might be doing this wrong. Oh no. I thought I was following that example, but it doesn't seem like that's it. Should they have a further example of that? Okay. Because we really should have something. I thought this throw actually create and throw an HTTP error. If we do 400, would that work? What would that change? Body not provided. Okay, okay. I'm probably getting my error codes wrong. But yeah, okay. It was just specific to that one. So 500, it doesn't allow you to pass a custom message for some reason. I'll have to investigate that later on. All let's go back down. Okay, so we have our basic API routes. So we can create a GET request, a POST request. I assume you can put your put and your delete, which is really nice. Obviously you can pass in a service, a controller and then a service layer of your application, and then you can handle database requests from there, but we're going to try to keep it very simple for now. We don't want to get too deep into the structure yet. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is actually, let's see how we're going at time. Alright, tomorrow, okay, I'll come back tomorrow and we'll continue on by connecting with databases. So we'll go ahead, create a database connected with Deno, potentially also use Docker as well to host a database locally, and maybe potentially run this application on Docker as well. So that might be fun. Alright, anyways, I'll head off now. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If there's any feedback, once again, please let me know. Otherwise, have a good night or good day wherever you guys are, and see you later. Bye.